So welcome to this tutorial on PHP arrays. Now before I start, to begin understanding what an array is and what it can be used for, an array is a collection of data but within one variable. So we can assign a variable. For example, we could assign a variable called names, and this could be equal to, let's say, Alex, Billy and Dale. Now what we're actually doing, if we echo out names here, is we're echoing out a single string of data with three different names inside. Now if, for example, I wanted to say that Alex was 21, Billy was 16 and Dale was 49, this could be done in a variety of ways. Now the way I've just done it now is absolutely acceptable. That shows how old Alex, Billy and Dale are at the same time. That's absolutely fine. However, we're not creating keys and assigning values to these keys individually. This is just a string of data. There's no way we can pick out, say, how old is Dale, or what's the name of the person who's 16, something like that. So the way around this, and way to make this a lot easier for the programmer and just in general programming, is using an array. Now I could create an array of data. Let's just delete all of this. The way you create an array of data is the array keyword, or the construct. So this is just array and then a bracket, and inside this we're going to have comma separated values. Now if I was to do that, for example, I've now got three values. I've got one here, then we have comma to go on to the next one, a value here, and then comma, and then the last one, and then nothing's, obviously a comma isn't needed after that unless you're going to go on to do a fourth value. So the first value I'm going to say is Alex, then Billy, then Dale. Now if I was to say try and echo out this array by echo names, we can't actually do this because it's an array. We need to access it specially. We can't just echo out. It's not a long string of data. So if I refresh this, you can see that we're just basically left with the keyword array. Nothing is happening. However, if we use the print _r to echo out names, which is an array, what this is going to do is it's going to show us the array as it is. Now what you're looking at is this here, and this here. So the 0, the 1 and the 2 are the keys. Alex, Billy and Dale are the values of each key. So at position 0, which in common programming and many other things is always the first value. So we don't start at 1 equals Alex, we start at 0 equals Alex, 1 equals Billy and Dale, 2 equals Dale. So the important keywords here is this is a key and this is a value. So if I was to say to you, what is the value of key 2, you would say Dale. What is the value of key 0, or the first key, it would be Alex. So this is basically how it works. So if I just wanted to, let's say, come and echo out a specific key, instead of using sort of rounded brackets, I'm going to use square brackets, and inside I'm going to specify a key in which data I want to echo. So if I wanted to echo out Dale, the key I would pick would be 2, because it's at position 2. Remember, this is position 0, this is position 1, and this is position 2. So I'm echoing out names and then 2 in square brackets, which will result in echoing Dale. So let's refresh, and you can see that we're left with Dale. The same if we change this to 1, that would echo Billy, and if we change that to 0, that would echo Alex. Now if we were to go out of these bounds, say 4 or even 3, which would, at first glance you might think that Dale would be the third key when actually it's the second, or key 2. Echoing 3, we will get nothing output, or you may return an error depending on how your setup of PHP handles errors. Okay, so why and how is this useful? Well, earlier I created a string with the different ages of these people. Now we can create our own keys. Rather than having this as 0 and this as 1 and this as 2, we can say I want to create a key called Alex and I want to assign this an age. And the way we do this is equals and then a greater than sign. Now this isn't a comparison operator. That's not how it works. So Alex is equal to, the value of this is going to be equal to 21. And then I'm going to say Billy is equal to 16, or equals 16 rather, has the value of 16, and then Dale has the value of 49. So exactly what I did earlier with just the echo up here, I've just created into an array. So now if we again come back to that print R and we print out the names, you'll be able to see how this changes from what we already had. And what it's done is it's created, instead of this being 0, 1 and 2, the key is now called Alex and the value is now called 21. The key for this is now Billy and the value is now value is 16, and the key for this is Dale and the value is 49. So if, for example, I wanted to say I want to find out how old Dale is. Now remember, before this was 2. Now, because we've created the key with the value Dale, this is going to echo out the value, which is the age, so this should echo out 49. Refresh, and we have 49. The same if we were to choose Billy, and refresh, that's 16, and Alex as well. So let's refresh, and that's 21. So this is basic arrays and how they work. Now what we can also do is we can assign values of the array differently. What I could do is I could say names, and then I could say let's say Josh, and that I'm going to say that's equal to 18. Okay, so what I've done now is I've added in a value of this array. So let's just pop that up there. So this, I would say, is the best way to do it. However, if you're individually assigning them, maybe in a loop or something, then you can do it like this. It's entirely up to you initially, but this would be the correct way. So now what we can do is, again, print R, and I'm going to print names, which is the name of the array, and let's see what we have. Okay, so we've got Alex 21, Billy 16, Dale 49, and Josh equals 18. So we've added that in a completely different way. The same as if I wanted to change a value. So I could change, say, the value of Alex to 22. Now what this would now do is just update that value. Obviously Josh now doesn't exist in this array because I've taken that out, but now you can see that Alex is 22. So you can initially create the array, change the values of it, and then you can use this print R to print. Now if you want to produce a list of all the let's just get rid of that for now. If you want to produce a list of all the values in an array, you'll need the for each statement, or construct rather, and the for each without the semicolon basically allows you to take values of the array and iterate through them. So that's not in this tutorial because we've run out of time for this, but in the other basics tutorials you'll find a tutorial specifically on for each.